Howdy, welcome back. This is the Daily Dose of Dopamine, where Robert Cochran and Susan Scarlett are encouraging you, pleading with you, asking you from the bottom of our hearts to please subscribe to this little YouTube channel because we have set a big old goal for ourselves to get 1,000 subscribers by the end of October. A couple more weeks. We got maybe 300 something signatures we need. So please subscribe and like us and drop comments. Mostly subscribe.
Well, right
So
now, Susan,
we're good.
right
Right
now,
now.
the power
Right
of
now.
you right now is such an
Yeah.
exciting concept to me because I think a lot of people look at Parkinson's as a uh, potentially a death sentence, right? They're immediately like, "Oh, I guess my best years are behind me." They think of what I used to do. You,
Yes. Oh my gosh, I feel just the opposite.
oh
Oh
no,
my
that's what I'm saying. You are living the opposite. That's the point. So go.
yeah, that's so awesome.
Right.
It really is. I'm gonna be 72 in a couple months. And to have the best of my life being right now. I mean, I have had an amazing, wonderful life. It's not like I had a bad life, I had a great life, but I'm having more fun right now in Yak's world than, and I'm growing up, I'm learning stuff about life and me, and I, I was watching Victory Swim, the story that I was part of, and I've watched that film dozens of times. But I had to watch it with this medical school class. I mean, they watched it last night, and I watched it last night here, and I saw it differently
Yeah.
through my growth, through the hero's journey, through the work that we've done together. Different things hit me differently. It was awesome for me.
So powerful and important to let everybody know they can see Victory Swim on yesandexercise.com. And so please go there if you want to see the documentary Susan's talking about. And I love what you said about seeing things differently, that the thing didn't change, you changed, and you're excited about that.
Oh, yes, yes, yes.
I have a corollary to that just today. Um, the movie Shawshank Redemption, which I bring up all the time, is my all-time favorite movie. I loved it in 1994 when it came out. I saw it multiple times, including one of the more interesting cinematic experiences to me in Norway, where it was, dubbed or actually it wasn't dubbed. They had the Norwegian translation on the bottom, and seeing the audience react to it differently than American audiences, like culturally, this is fascinating. And then seeing the film go from well thought of and then yet all of a sudden become culturally iconic years later. It didn't win the Oscars, but it was well thought of, and then all of a sudden it became that film. And then to see it at a different point in my life, all of a sudden where the metaphor of what Andy feels and shows becomes the guiding metaphor of my life. And here's where it went today. The movie didn't change. We talked about this on a previous dose, I think even yesterday, but it hit me like a ton of bricks. Day one, PD Superheroes has been a very instrumental and wonderful program. We know one of the challenges with that has been the word hero, right? People are frightened of it or don't feel they are it, and it can even turn people off a little bit. Star Wars, as enjoyable as it is not some people's cup of tea, right? And I think I talked to you yesterday and I showed you that little graphic I've got around somewhere about the Parkinson's prison. And I said, rebranding this as day one, the Parkinson's prison and how you can escape it sudden changes everything about that. And using
It's hope.
Shawshank as the guiding film,
Yeah,
as the hero's journey, right?
yeah,
It didn't change, but my approach to it changed. And
yes.
this came to me and I got so excited. I'll share more with you later, but that's another example of the power of now, seeing what was fixed through a different lens.
And in my 7 years of having Parkinson's, and this came up from one of the medical students, some question that somebody asked me, my answer was that I see it more broadly now. And she wanted to know what I meant by that. And it was so much fun to explain that, if a toe curls in the past, I would be focused on it and I'd wonder what it meant or worry about it or something. And now it's like, yeah, well, it didn't last that long. It's not going to be there in a few more minutes. There, in the big scope of things, that little toe curling, that's okay. I don't have to fuss about it too much.
You're not chasing your past anymore. You're living your best now.
It's a good way to think about it. Not chasing my past. That might be something to continue in another
Let's do
dose.
that. Let's do that. Next dose. We'll see you in a minute.